Hello everyone, good afternoon. My name is Jasmine Akhtar and my partner is Abu Saleh, and our presentation topic is air pollution as a climate change in Bangladesh. So basically this is not only an environmental problem but also a global and educational issue. Firstly, we will see how information, misinformation and disinformation shape our views. Secondly, we will discuss what schools and teachers can do about it. And finally, we will show why education is the key to solving these challenges. Now, my partner will share some ideas about the introduction part.
Thank you. Air pollution means harmful gases and small particles in the air. These often comes from vehicles, industries, and burning coal. Climate change means long-term changes in temperature, rainfall, and storms. It affects not just one place but also interplanet. In Bangladesh, pollution means comes from vehicles, bricks, and factories. These release toxic particles and gases into the atmosphere. Many people think that air pollution and climate change are different problems, but in truth, they are linked together. For example, burning coal gases smoke that we breathe in at the same time, it harms the earth because it releases carbon dioxide and black carbon. So, when we talk about air pollution, we must also think about climate change because both harm our health, our environmental, and our future. Can you talk about some of the why we choose the Bangladesh?
Thank you. Basically, we choose Bangladesh because it's a densely populated country in the world where the capital city, Dhaka, is one of the most polluted cities in the world. And every day, millions of people breathe air that is unsafe. And doctors report that more asthma, lung disease, heart problems, bronchitis are increasing day by day because in Dhaka city, vehicles like buses, cars, and trucks, they releases more carbon dioxide and other tiny particles that causes air pollution. And that's why vehicles affect both air quality and climate change at the same time. When in the cases of children, they are the most actually children are most at risk because their lungs are still growing. So when children are sick, they miss schools, and this affect their education. And actually, so in that case, Bangladesh is also one of the most climate vulnerable countries in the world, and it's a clear example where pollution, climate change, and education connect. So, Abu Saleh, can you please explain that how it is affecting globally?
Yeah, sure. Thank you. Air pollution does not respect borders. Dirty air can move from one country to another country because it's a thin particle. In the same way, greenhouse gases spread and hit the interplanet. The smoke from factory in Dhaka does not stay in Dhaka alone. It becomes part of the world's atmosphere and add global warming. For example, black carbon from South Asia contributes to melting Himalayan, which is the raises sea levels and threaten millions of people. Other cities like Delhi, Beijing, Los Angeles face similar problems of smoke and climate pollution. The World Health Organization calls the a global health and climate emergency. So when we talk about Bangladesh, we also talking about the whole world. This shows why we issue has a global dimension and require international cooperation. Can you explain how do we get the reliable information?
Yes. So basically, we get some reliable information from some trusted organization. For example, the World Health Organization tells that more than 7 million people die every early year because of air pollution. And the World Health Organization also says that Bangladesh loses about 4% of its total income every year because due to health cost and lost productivity. And the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, or IPCC, which is a group of thousands of scientists, explains how burning coal, oil, and gas makes both smoke and global warming worse. So these are the facts based on science and research, and these sources are reliable because they use science, evidence, expert researchers, not just an opinion or social media post. So that's why we can trust the information. And at the same time, we also get some misinformation and disinformation through some social media, through social media platforms. So can you please explain that how get we the get mis, mis, uh, how we get actually misinformation through the social media?
Sure. Sometimes people believe these are not correct. For example, some say air pollution only happen in winter. This is not true. Pollution happen every day, only winter not we can see more clearly. Some say wearing masks or buying air purifier will keep air fully safe. But this is not true because mask and air purifier help, but they do not move all danger. Another example in planting trees, these are very good, but they cannot solve air pollution alone. If industries keep burning coal, trees will not be enough to clean the air. Some social media posts even claim that rain completely washes away from pollution, but in reality, many harmful particles remains in the air even after rain. This is why we call misinformation false or misleading information, often shared by mistake, and it can make people underestimate the problem. Jasmine, can you say something about disinformation?
Yeah, basically, disinformation is different than misinformation. It lies with intent, and it is information that is not accurate, that is not only inaccurate, but also intent to deceive, and is spread in order to inflict harm to mislead people. So, it is a false information shared on purpose. And actually, we can see if we notice some examples like industries, they sometimes try to blame cars and trucks, even though their own factories produce huge amount of air pollution and produce much more smoke. So they do this because they want to just protect themselves. And some politicians, they blame foreign countries to avoid responsibility at home. And on social media, we can see that people sell herbal drinks or small gadgets and claiming that they can clean their lungs. They can clean lungs actually. So these are the false solution made only to earn money, and these are not true solutions. So and actually this is the intentionally false information meant to trick people. And can you please explain that how why misinformation and disinformation spread in worldwide?
Sure. Misinformation and disinformation is spread so easily. Why? One reason is low climate literacy. Many people do not know the science and they are more likely to believe false claims. Another reason is social media sensationalism. News often shows only dramatic picture of smoke but does not explain the deeper causes or long-term solutions. Also, industries and politicians sometimes spread half-truth to protect money and power. They want to shift blame away from themselves. Social media makes false information spread very fast. Sometimes fake news travels faster than true news because it is shocking or simple. People also have a confirmation bias, meaning they believe an information message that they have already think even if it is false. This is why people can get confused and why myth about air pollution keep spreading. Can you explain the impact of learning on education?
Yeah, so air pollution really create a negative impact on learning and education sector because this problem has a serious effect on education. Firstly, education students actually students often miss the schools because of health problems like asthma, coughing, or huge or heart problems. And secondly, students face many conflicting messages. Some are facts, some are myths. So information actually without proper guidance, they cannot tell the differences. And third, most schools curriculums do not teach, not only in Bangladesh but also in other countries as well. They do not teach enough about the climate science or media literacy. This means that students are not prepared to handle misinformation. And when we notice that when children fall sick, they are forced to stay home from school, which directly reduces their learning time, and also their frequent absence can lead to gaps in knowledge, lower education, and even high dropout rates in extreme cases. And if we talk about the curriculum, actually, schools often do not integrate climate science with media literacy, which means students are not taught how to critically assess the reliability of the information they receive. Without these skills, they may accept misinformation as fact, such as believing unverified health remedies or exaggerated pollution reports. So yeah, basically, by this way, actually, it's really affect on the education and learning of the children. Can you please explain the actually the about the educational responses?
Here. So, what can a school do to help? One solution is to integrated education for sustainable development. This helps students understand how environment, society, and economy are connected. Another solution is to teach critical media literacy. Students must learn to ask, is the source is reliable? Is this claim supported by evidence? Teacher can use classroom activities such as comparing a United Nations report with a Facebook post. And this shows students a difference between fact and opinions, train themselves think critically. School also can promote global citizenship, like means it teaching students to see themselves as a part of global community where their choices matter whole planet. Finally, teachers need to professional training in climate science and media literacy so they feel confident continue on students. Technology also be used responsible to fact check and share reliable knowledge. Can you continue the next slide?
Oh, okay. So now we are in the last part. So in the last part, actually, we want to say that air pollution in Bangladesh is not only a local problem. It is also a global issue that connects to health, climate, and education. And misinformation and disinformation make the problem worse. But there is a hope, that is education. Education can learn the children how to learn about the climate science or media literacy. So air pollution in Bangladesh affects people's health by causing respiratory problem, allergies, and other illness. At the same time, emissions like greenhouse gases contribute to global climate change, and this shows that local actions have global consequences. So climate literacy helps students understand the causes and impacts of pollution, and families, local communities, schools, industries, and government, and also civic groups also play a role in addressing air pollution. Everyone can contribute, whether by reducing emissions, supporting clean energy, or raising awareness to create sustainable solution. And I think by this way, air pollution can be reduced in globally. To yeah so to solve this problem needs knowledge and responsibility and cooperation. This is why teachers, schools, and policymakers must work together. If you need more information, then please go through the references to get more information. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much for listening. I hope this presentation helps you to understand how the air pollution, climate change, and education are connected. Thank you all.